Poland's foreign minister on Thursday joined calls to allow Ukraine to fire Western-supplied missiles deep into Russia, saying the West should, quote, lift restrictions on the use of long-range weapons. His comments came during a joint news conference in Warsaw with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who said he had extensive discussions with Ukrainian officials in Kyiv on Wednesday, but declined to say whether the U.S. was ready to approve such strikes.
What we learn from our Ukrainian partners will inform discussions that we'll be having with other allies and other partners in the days and weeks ahead as we work through and think through the coming months.
Ukraine has been pressing the U.S. and other Western allies to authorize long-range strikes that it says will help to counter Russia's relentless aerial attacks. Russia has warned that any decision to allow Ukraine to strike Russia with long-range Western missiles would deepen what it called the direct involvement of the
Shalom. First and foremost, sonic of all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakahakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who ruled well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the 1/3 remnant that are out there listening and doing His word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you, I say Shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. Is going to be centered around that what you see on the screen, and just my spiritual speculation. Watch what's about to happen over there in the Middle East, because it's starting to heat up right now in Russia, in Ukraine, and Europe, right? The U.S. wants to give the okay, or Ukraine wants the okay to strike, to use certain satellite guided munitions inside Russia, which will be a very intense escalation. If that goes down, then that's pretty much a active strike on Russia by the U.S. and its allies. So, we know World War III is not about to start from Europe. It's not going to start with this conflict in Ukraine, but it's going to start with Iran and Israel. And Israel or Iran hasn't struck Israel for what it did, to the Hamas guy, leader, right? So it's still retaliations to be made from that. The way I look at it, it look to me is like chess. The opponent make a move here, you make your move next, and you try to do more damage, and that's what it's looking like. America, or the world, is being dragged into a global conflict between superpowers, right? So this is Revelations 11:14. The second woe is passing, behold, the third woe cometh quickly. See? So this third woe, World War III, is coming, man. It's brewing. It's brewing fast. We know that we have prophecy to pop up before this thing really gets going. There are certain things scriptures say, but before all of these, they should persecute you. So the men of the Lord have to be persecuted first before this thing really starts, speeding up, right? But it's getting there, right? It's getting there. And the pieces are moving on this spiritual chessboard, right? This is Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, because it's going to be a war unlike ever seen before, with the weaponry and just the technology that they have now, right? And the amount of different warheads that these different nations have is, is crazy. Like, as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. See? So, because this is the greatest war to ever be seen in the history of mankind. No exaggeration. In the history of the world, right? There hasn't been a battle like the one that's finna go down on the earth, because it's, scriptures say, this war is gonna be fought with fuel of fire, right? And strange noises. Yahweh Shema Shah of hosts mustereth the hosts to battle, and that's what the Lord is doing. Yahweh Shema Shah, he's stirring the pot, right? And eventually it gets to the point where it's ready, right? But it's still some work to do. It's still a few things that have to go down. The mark of the beast, namely, right? It has to be initiated on the earth. But this shows that we're getting closer to that deadline, or to that day. We're getting closer. Slowly but surely. All right. This is Jeremiah 50:9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. That's right, man. And that north country in this, scripture is speaking of Russia, right? And Russia is going to have its allies with them, like pretty much BRICS. And, some might say, well, India is really an ally of America. For now, man, all of America's allies are going to turn because, people are really tired of this bitch. It's the cause of every problem in the world. When you look all across the world, every conflict, every issue, America is at the base of it, right? And America is willing to go to the extremes, man. I mean, to strike Moscow and strike deep in Russia, that's crazy. And knowing that Russia is a nuclear superpower, so pretty much, America's just trying to see how much it could get away with. And they're literally poking the bear, right? But all of this is going to fall, on them, all right? Because, people aren't oblivious to the matter like they were before in previous times, like the Korean War, the Vietnam War, People, nations back then were really afraid of America, but now it's ripe, right? No one's, everyone pretty much is on the same level. So they're not taking the shit of these Western countries, man. Not no more. Chiefly America, right? They decide, we're going to fight back. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. See, because all these nations are going to fire off shots, nuclear shots, right? Intercontinental shots at America, right? And this place is going to be burned, man. It's going to turn into the lake of fire, with all the devastation that's going to take. It's going to be completely obliterated, right? As a memorial for forever, right? Of the judgment of those who choose to live wickedly, right? The rebellion against Yahweh Shema Shah. And for the atrocities that is committed, to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So with honor of all praise and the glory to Yahweh Shema Shah, Hashem Rakakwadash Wa Abba Babal and DTADTN.